What's up guys, it's Tony G23 here and we're here today for round 17 of our F1 2015 modded career mode. Now, it's been some time since I recorded an episode actually because my headset broke, but now we are back here today for round 17 of our career mode for the American Grand Prix, and we've got rain scheduled during the race, so any dry running we do in practice is basically diddly squat. And so we're just going through a setup. We've modified a few things, trying to adjust the setup for a wet track. You know what, that Alonso joke is now so old, I'm not even going to bother saying it. And yeah, so we have destroyed Alonso this season in the teammate challenge, and well, we're now actually gunning for the championship. We've only got 3 races left, including this one. So we're going to try and make the inroads on people like Vettel, Hamilton, and Rosberg for the championship. So I'm feeling confident. America, it's an okay track. I can take it or leave it. So hopefully we should be able to run well here despite the wet sessions. So I should also say that unlike other mods, I was thinking about installing it, but it completely destroyed my frame rate, is the Storm mod. So I was going to install it, but when I found out it destroyed my frame rate, I thought, that's it, I'm not going to install it. So anyways, cutting on to our first flying lap in practice, we cut to the end of it. Hamilton has currently gone quickest on a 1:49.058. There's confirmation there. But we've actually been setting purple sectors. I think this will be the only lap I'll do in practice, you know, just to stamp my authority. And we have done with a 1:46.1. So yeah. So this, like I said, America, I can take it or leave it. So we've just got in the way of a Toro Rosso there. Let's try and pull out of the way of him as quickly as we can, which we have done. And yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this race. So we've cut later on into the session. I went faster again. I decided to go out. I didn't bother recording that because I know I don't really want to waste your time. I'm now going to get heckled in the comment section for not showing the fastest lap. So yeah, sorry guys. So and yeah, we're going to skip forward to the race now. Just skip through qualifying. And there we go, confirmation. I'm over 6 seconds fast. I put a mod on to make the AI a little bit more aggressive, and I don't think it seems to have worked. So I actually have no bloody clue what they're doing at all. So yeah, I honestly don't know. So yeah. So we've cut to the race now, and we've got full wet conditions, and it's at this point I'm thinking, will this setup work? Because if this setup doesn't work, then I am pretty much screwed for the whole race. Because I think, if the AI had more aggressive in, they weren't aggressive in the dry, I don't know how they're going to behave in the wet. So I think we'll leave it as it is. Teammate, he's qualified 15th. But anyway, guys, let's go to the grid. So here we are on the grid in Austin, Texas, with weather verging similar to that of the actual Texas race. And we are now underway, and we get off to a horrible start once again. in this career mode. We get off to a horrible start. So, first corner, I'm going to try and dive it up the inside of our teammate and possibly the, Sauber Felipe Nasr, which we do. Trying to go down the inside of Bottas. He gives us a bit of a love tap there. Trying to dive up the inside of Kvyat, and it's this section which you really need to worry, because the AI on realistic damage don't fare so well in this sector. But it looks to be we've all gotten through nice and tidy, just avoiding Kimi Räikkönen there. And we've opened about 1.6 seconds to Kvyat. So, yeah, once again, going around the outside of Kimi Räikkönen there for 8th place in the American Grand Prix. We're now behind Romain Grosjean. It can be easy to get a move there around the outside, but diving down the inside of Grosjean, he just about gives us space. We're going to run him wide off the track, and in fair play, he did give me space. Our cars were side by side. So we're not going to have any Rosberg-Hamilton moments in this race. We shouldn't do, so that should all be nice and good. But coming into the braking zone for the corner after the straight, we lock up, run wide horrifically, and Grosjean is right back there. So at this point, my predictions for this race, it's really anybody's guess. But judging by the start, we should be able to aim for a podium at least. So I don't know. Yeah, like the AI behaved quite. The AI behaving quite normally in the wet, I should say. So I don't know. I don't think this AI mod is really working for my career mode. So I may just uninstall it for the next race, which is Brazil. So I'm quite looking forward to Brazil actually. Yeah, coming towards the end of our first lap. Our first lap times are 2:07. 2 minutes round here. That is astonishingly slow, even for a McLaren. So all over the back of Felipe Massa. We were gonna try and get the cutback on him off turn 1 there, but I think we'll just try and back off the throttle a bit for this second section. I mean, we want to avoid a crash, especially with realistic damage. So we come so close to hitting Massa's left rear tyre there. So had to take a bit of avoiding action, but we still get past him for 6th place nonetheless. And now we're all over the back of Carlos Sainz Jr. So I think I'm going to try and do the same move to Grosjean as we did here a lap earlier. So down the insides, mind the bollard, because that can take off your front wing quite easily with realistic damage. So that's us up into 5th place. And I'm not sure. It looks like he's actually staying there. He looks like he's actually trying to stay with us. So yeah, there we go. We got the proximity arrows. He's going to try and make a move. So is Massa, although I think Massa's just got past him. And the back steps out on us in the braking zone. So, yeah, what was it I said a lap earlier? The AI mod doesn't really work. I'm surprised Sainz was able to stick with me, and so was Massa. So, fair play to both of them. But this section, I can never really do right. I always run wide at one corner or the other. But Sainz, looks like Sainz has just disappeared. Honestly, he has just disappeared. I've looked on the minimap. He's not behind Massa. I looked back and he wasn't behind Massa, so I don't know where Sainz has gone. So really, who knows is anybody's question. So end of lap 2, we are on the back of Hulkenberg. We get a poor drive off the final corner, and our second lap times are 1:09.1. So that's reasonable, okay? It's reasonable. We'll look to try and improve on it. But when I say reasonable, I mean we set the fastest lap of the race. So yeah, here's a lesson: don't speak too soon. So once again, we'll try and avoid a crash or lose our front wing. It's at this point I'm thankful I didn't install the Storm mod, but we're right up behind Nico Hulkenberg, I should say, and then we've lost our front wing. We've lost our front wing on Hulkenberg, and that has not boded very well for us in terms of this race. Massa trying to get past us again, but he's got pinned on the apex of that corner, which you can easily take flat out even if you're on the inside. So that's the problem I have with the AI. yeah, the mod does make them more aggressive. It doesn't improve their driving style as such, but oh Jesus. How many tangles with Hulkenberg have we had this season? I mean, we had one. No, we had several in Germany. I'm not sure. None exactly spring to mind. I mean, Germany, obviously, because, well, he turned in on us in the braking zone in Germany and then tried to promptly ram us off in the latter parts of that race. So, but getting back to America, we've lost the front wing, obviously, so we're going to have to pit. And this really throws this around, because the AI on a wet track won't need to pit. So Massa, that could have been a race over for us. If Massa took any wider line, then that would have been a race over for us. It would have gone straight into the back of us. So the AI won't need to stop on a race like this, on a full wet race. So I'm going to have to try and make up time I will lose in this pit stop on the track. I won't be able to do an undercut on it at all. So it's really all to play for now, to be honest. So it was a 6.2 second stop for a change of tyres and a front wing. But the thing is, if we are on new tyres, so I don't know. It's quite hard to comprehend. We may be quicker in the latter stages of the race, but I'm not exactly sure. So we've come out in front of the Sauber of Marcus Ericsson. So we're in P11. So cutting onto lap 5, we managed to really catch up with Ricardo. I'm going to try and make a move on him for 10th place. Is he going to try to switch back on us? No, he doesn't. So that's good for you, Ricardo. Leave me to run my race. Perez in the Force India is in the second Force India is next. So I just hope he doesn't cut across my path as Hulkenberg did earlier. And I'm surprised we didn't get a corner cut by doing that on the turn. We didn't get a corner cut on that one. This is how you do a hot lap. Trying to dive down the inside of Perez into the final corner, and that's us up into P9. Our teammate is ahead of us. We've now gone fastest again on a 1:48.1. We've taken about a second off our previous time. Perez is trying to come back at us, but we placed our car well, and our teammate Alonso is up next. So I don't know. It's really tricky overtaking in America, and it's made even harder in the wet. Then you add your teammate on top of it. So I don't want to hit my teammate. That is like a racing sin if you hit your teammate. That's racing 101. If you have a teammate, don't hit him. So we're going to try and go around the outside. We're going to be on the inside for the next part, and that's us into P8. Thank you, Alonso, for making it easy on us. I'm not sure if the team radioed. Here's a bit of a replay on the outside, and then we were able to switch back to the inside. I'm not sure if the team radioed Alonso to let me through. I'm not sure if team orders had a part to play there. So I don't know. If it did, then I'm not sure really. But either way, Alonso, thank you for making it easy on me. Now, please act as my rear gunner. So, that's all well and good. But cutting on to lap 8, we're all over the back of Carlos Sainz Jr. We're going to try and take him on the straight where we took him, I think, earlier in the race. I think we took Sainz here earlier in the race. So, we're going to try and do that again. So, ducking and darting out of the slipstream we'll be getting. We've broken later than him. We came from miles back there, and we were able to get alongside him for P7 in the American Grand Prix. So this race, it could turn on its head. I'm not sure. We are coming through the field at a steady pace. But cutting on to lap 11, we're all over the back of Kimi Räikkönen. We're going to try and take him coming into the hairpin before the straight. And he's just been able to get in front of us, but we're going to try and use the slipstream. Darting back out, we're going to dive down the inside of him, and that's us up into P6. in the American Grand Prix. So, now cutting on to later on into the race, lap 13 even. We're going to try and take Felipe Massa again. That was a successful move from about 10 years back. So, yep, that's us up into P5. I don't think it's at this point. I think we're not going to be able to challenge for a podium. I mean, although the I was about to say the top three are not far from us, but saying that Nico Hulkenberg has we actually took Hulkenberg down the inside on that corner, so that was a very good move. But on the final lap, the rain really cleared up, as you can clearly see. We've now got blue skies basically. So, but the thing is, if this race went on for a little longer, we would have been able to challenge for a podium, because the top three have only just crossed the line now, as we come home for 4th place.
Congratulations, that's a well-deserved 4th.
I should bloody hope so. Yes, we come home for 4th place in the American Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel wins the race, then the 2 Mercedes, a German lockout of the top 2 steps, so well done to them. Our teammate comes home in 9th, so that's some good points for McLaren today. Manakar's bringing up the rear again. The Red Bulls down the order as well in the midfield, so that is quite surprising, to be honest. So, yeah. It was a good race. I enjoyed the fight back through the pack from 11th to 4th. Ideally, if the race went on a little bit longer, perhaps 2 maybe, or even between 2 and 4 laps, then we would have been able to challenge for a podium, possibly even a win. If the race went on a little longer, then we would have been able to challenge for a race win. So I'm a bit disappointed about that. In the Drivers' Championship, we're still in 4th place. We are within shouting distance of the championship, as double points are on offer at the final race. So whatever we must do, we must keep the gap below 50 points. So if it's 49, then we are still within the shot. Granted, it's about hitting a bullet with a bullet, basically. If the gap is 39 points, but we can still do it. In the Constructors' Championship, that's been pretty much wrapped up by Mercedes, I believe. I haven't done the math yet, so we are 4th, and it looks like we'll be staying there unless we can do something about Williams. So it's quite a tight. It'll be quite a tight battle towards the end of the season between Williams and McLaren, and I'm actually quite excited to see what happens. But anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. Thank you so very much for watching, and goodbye.